Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I'm ready to go shopping for some spring craft supplies. Let's go! All right, so first up, we are visiting Joann Fabrics, and I get questions all the time about why I don't go to Joann's that often, looking for supplies and things like that. Mine isn't the most organized, so we're going to go in and see. The goal today is not to look at the home decor sections. All of these big craft stores, Michael's and Joann and Hobby Lobby, are putting a lot of emphasis on home decor, and we are looking for actual crafting supplies, spring crafting supplies, seeing what they have available. So let's check it out. I would say that my Joann Fabrics is kind of divided into quarters. There's probably 50% that has to do with fabric and sewing. There's about 25% that is arts and crafts, and then there is 25% that is home decor. It's probably not shocking that the very first aisle that I'm going to visit is the planning aisle. I want to see if any of the new goodies from the spring release are here. It looks like they're just starting to come. I see some of the Winnie the Pooh pieces. And then, a big clue right now is looking for the new branding, and a lot of the new branding was not here. None of those sticker books are any of the new sticker books. All I saw was the Winnie the Pooh. So let's head over to paper. I really enjoy buying these individual 12 by 12 sheets. I think they are fun and inspiring. But what I've noticed lately is that I don't see a lot of the collections cycling in and out for the seasons. Park Lane has some fabulous deals. None of them were on sale on this particular day that I was visiting. And there were some bright, fun spring type ones and summer feels for sure. But I don't know that they're that different from what I've seen in the past. And I'd love to see just some new, fresh ideas. I tend to steer away from these 12 by 12 paper pads just because there are so many pieces of paper in them, and the likelihood that I will use all of those different kinds or all of those different sheets is very small. I prefer to buy single collections or single papers just because it can be you can very quickly be overwhelmed with what you find in your craft studio if you start to bring in all of these different 12 by 12 paper pads. That being said, this one was very pretty and very tempting, but like I said, not on sale today. Next up was the sticker aisle, and like I mentioned before, I just don't see a lot of new pieces. Once you've seen some of these sticker collections, they're the ones you've seen over and over again. I would love it if these craft stores would kind of highlight some of the new arrivals. I looked on the end caps, they weren't there. It would be wonderful to kind of be able to see what is new, what they're bringing in, especially when they're using these collections that are from their own designers. Michael's has their own, Joann's has their own, Hobby Lobby has their own. Let's highlight what's coming in new, because as of right now, it feels like a lot of the same pieces over and over. Even if they're just bringing it in for the season, it's a lot of the same things that we have seen before. Still cruising the store and looking for the next section that might inspire me. And of course, pens and markers. That is usually a keeper for me. I love that these brush pens from Zebra are now available in store in these smaller sets. Great. Love, love, love. And of course, I really love to look at the Tim Holtz line. I don't know that a lot of the updated pieces are actually in store. And I was super sad to see we're missing a lot of the distress oxide colors. Joann was usually my go-to place for distress supplies when I don't order it online, but it looks like scrapbook.com might be my best option for the future. I did notice some really wide collage type paper that I found very interesting. This one was called palette collage paper. I dug that. I think Tim Holtz comes up with some super fun products. Of course, it is a very specific kind of vintage distressed style, but they are very fun to work with. Love, love, love checking those out. And probably my favorite thing to look for at Joann's would be aught lights. People ask me about lighting in their craft spaces all of the time, and aught lights are the way to go. And you can buy aught light bulbs from Amazon and put them in your regular lamps in your craft space. It's awesome. All right, I was headed out of the store and then I spotted this. Here we go. Happy Planner, a couple of the new things, but way far away from where the planning aisle was. I like that it's here. They're recycling some of the old pieces, but I wish it was just closer so it would be easier to find.
All right, so that was quick in Joann's. It's just a mess, so it's not fun to look at. And I've seen some gorgeous Joann stores, and mine just, I know it's really hard. There's like this constant like turnover of new things coming in and trying to clear out all the clearance things. And I know it's got to be so difficult. But I didn't really see anything there that was like screaming spring. I liked some of those paper pads, but they didn't seem to be on sale. So I wasn't going to pick them up. Next up, let's head to Hobby Lobby.
While the Joann store near me might not be really well organized, the Hobby Lobby near me is usually very, very organized. It's easy to find what you're looking for. They have them organized in big sections. It's a much larger store in general, so I feel like they just have more room. And let's start checking a few things out. A lot of clearance, and of course, I had to check the planner aisle. Lots of planners on clearance. They still had not received the new pieces, or at least have not put them out. So just checking out to see what was on clearance. This store was in a big upheaval. They are doing some big changes, and it makes me think that they, again, are shifting away from emphasis on crafting, especially paper crafting, and putting more emphasis on the home goods side of it, the home decor side of it, and it makes me really sad. But I still appreciate the organization in the store. It is easy to find what you're looking for. Just didn't see any of the new products that I was hoping to find. So just checking it out, seeing what's on clearance. But again, this is some stuff that we have shopped for about a year now. So let's keep going. Okay, so as I was looking at all of the paper, love the selection of 12 by 12 paper at Hobby Lobby. It's probably my favorite place to look for 12 by 12 individual sheets. They have a whole aisle dedicated to it. It is organized by seasons and collections and colors. Like, it's just organized in a really thoughtful way so that you can find what you are looking for. But this is when I started to notice that some of the aisles that I love and that I check out every time I come to this store were missing. They were no longer there, and I started flipping out just a little bit. So for instance, the next aisle over is usually completely filled with stickers on both sides. It only had one side of the stickers, and they were only the 3-dimensional stickers. I was panicking because I don't always use the 3-dimensional stickers. Love that Paper Studio was 40% off, and you'll see I definitely find some Paper Studio pieces here and there, and I do feel like they are expanding the Paper Studio line. Every time I'm in Hobby Lobby, I'm finding new Paper Studio pieces, but at this point, I'm kind of wondering where the rest of the stickers are. So I start hunting. Here are the empty aisles. So obviously there's some shuffling going on. There are some things that are getting moved around the store. And so I started just kind of walking around, seeing what I could find, and luckily came across the new paper crafting area. There's all of the mixed media feel. There's a lot of the pieces that I was looking for before. Tim Holtz, love. These are all Paper Studio. Look at all of the embellishments. They are so cute. Love the brightness of this line. Love how it's expanding. Definitely going to be checking out. These are all die cuts. Love this collection. Look at that cool retro feel. Definitely going to come home with me today because I love picking up these inspiring pieces. This is what I'm looking for. Something seasonal, something fresh, something different that I hadn't seen before. And I really discovered some cool pieces over here in the paper studio. And I could not help but look at these letters. I think they're adorable. Definitely going to pick up some of those. I also have been really enjoying the card section. So I wouldn't call myself a card crafter or a card designer, but I do like embellishing cards and adding to them. So I'm going to pick up a few of those. And I love these paper crafting packs, these paper packs that have the inspirational pictures on the front that kind of tell you where they got the colors from. Those are super cool too. And don't worry, I did find the stickers. I did some serious sticker shopping for some Patreon spreads that I'm working on, and I am so thankful to see that the aisles are just getting shifted, hopefully not going away, because I do like seeing these stickers on a regular basis, and I think they do a good job covering seasonal.
All right, just finished up in Hobby Lobby, had a mild panic attack because I thought they were cutting the paper crafting section in half. What it looks like is they're actually just moving it and flip-flopping it. They are making room for even more home decor, which it feels like all of the big box crafting stores are definitely like shifting more towards home decor, which makes me a little sad because I do like to go and shop and see supplies in person, look at them. I did buy several things for Patreon to make some custom spreads, some fun stickers, some really bright cards, which I thought were super cute. I love those pre-done cards. You can just add to them. And then I bought some fun little decoration pieces for my craft studio, and I'm sure you guys will eventually see where those end up. But one more store in my area. I'm very lucky that all three stores are very close to each other. So let's go check out Michael's.
All right, to me, Michael's feels like the place you're most likely to discover a new craft that you have not tried before. They have so many kits. I feel like a lot of it might be geared towards teachers and kids, but that can speak to any crafter. It is pretty well organized in here, finding what you might need, and it's fun to kind of go up and down the aisles because they do bring in new crafts and you start to see some aisles expanding, some shrinking. I have never seen so much glitter in the glitter aisle before in my life. And then I noticed if you are into tumblers or creating tumblers, apparently now is the time to pick up some tumbling supplies here because tons of it was on clearance. In fact, I saw a lot of We Are Memory Keepers items on clearance in some different sections of the store. So that is certainly something to check out. Michael's stickers, I'm going to say, are similar to like Joann's. There's not a lot of new ones that come in all of the time. It's kind of your standard stickers that we've seen over and over again. You kind of have to search to see seasonal ones, to see ones that might be new, and they tend to be the Recollections brand, of course, the Michael's brand, and that is definitely taking over the store, taking over the whole paper crafting section. I do feel like this book is pretty darn cute. I like that it includes a lot of different crafting styles in it, which is a lot of fun. The stickers are very bright. It's kind of thin sticker paper, but super cute. I couldn't remember if I had seen it before, but Maker's Gonna Make, that is adorable. I do wish more crafting stores would organize like this. This feels very homey. It feels like shopping kind of in a craft studio instead of everything lined up on the metal shelves. I like how they use those wood crates. And Again, look at all the We Are Memory Keepers clearance. This was all for Printmaker and Shopbox, a ton of different clearance items around Michaels. So make sure you check out your Michaels, because I don't know if they're getting rid of We Are Memory Keepers, if new things are coming in, but check it out. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of Cricut items at Michael's. You're going to see it all over the place. If you are confused about Cricut vinyl and which vinyl is best, make sure to check out, I do have a video on my channel talking about which vinyl is best for which product. So check that out. Make Market. This is a newer brand, something I want to see at Michael's more. This is what I'm talking about. They had so many different kits, lots of different kits all over the place. And Make Market was one of those kind of newer Michael's brands that's different from the Recollections. Here's paper. Again, just checking out the paper pads, seeing if there's anything spring or bright or summer that inspires me. I didn't see a whole lot that you hadn't seen before. Again, I wish they would just kind of cycle these things in and out. I did find on the other half of the store a whole other section of paper pads. But here is my issue. I wish they would create other elements to go with these paper pads. You can buy the pad of paper, but are there stickers? Are there die cuts? What else is there to coordinate with these pads? That's why I enjoy shopping at like scrapbook.com, because when some of these scrapbooking companies release new lines, they release all of the different products, all of the different embellishments, everything that coordinates, and that definitely makes crafting easier. But on the other side of this one, just chocolate. All right, heading back to the other side of the store, the crafting section. I always like checking out the tools. There is a bunch of We Are Memory Keepers tools not on clearance, so it makes me think they, of course, are still going to carry them. My favorite, the Power Punch, definitely a must-have in my book in most craft studios, but I always like seeing what We Are Memory Keepers is coming up with. Something else I noticed a lot of, tie-dye. It is everywhere. Obviously, summer is right around the corner because tie-dye is all over the place. Now, Happy Planner. I've heard tons of people talking about Happy Planner disappearing from Michael's. I would say mine is probably the same amount. It's just in a different section. They took out the whole planner aisle and now they have this in this kind of island in the middle. I did see a lot of the new releases there and some rebranding of the old sticker books. So don't be fooled when you just see the new branding thinking it's a new sticker book, because some of these are definitely older sticker books that have just been rebranded. It was great to get to see some more of these in person. Again, this is an older sticker book, but it has been rebranded. It's an undated one that came out in the winter, but a horizontal one. And I know a lot of people have been looking for classic horizontal layout because no 18-month planners were released in that layout. Love seeing the twin loop in a faith layout. I think that's very handy because I know a lot of people don't decorate their faith planners. They just use it for writing. And so a twin loop might be a really good option. And then that's pretty sturdy going back and forth if you're taking it with you to Bible studies or to the coffee shop or whatever. And then look how pretty this one is. The twin loops always intrigue me. All right, just checking out, looking at some of these. It's always nice to see it in person, which is why I hope some of these stores keep carrying these. Love, love, love the seasonal planner this time around. I think it is so pretty. And then the softly modern one, that's what this one is. It is really, really pretty as well. All right, here's why I think Michael's is the place where you are most likely to discover a new craft. They do such a good job organizing all of the supplies for different types of crafts where you can just discover it walking through the store. So pony beads are having a moment, making your own bracelets, definitely having a moment, adding your phrases and things like that. I loved that there were so many different supplies for this in Michael's. They're in what I would consider more of the kids section, but of course you can use these at any point. Love all the charms. It was just everything you needed all in one place to complete that craft, which makes it really easy to shop. So love that you saw these. And then there were just so many different kits. Again, some of them felt definitely geared towards kids. Love the paint your own pottery. Love me some Hello Kitty. So while this might be geared towards kids, it caught my eye, that's for sure. I just don't need a Play-Doh kit. But so many different kits, and that allows you to explore and try some different crafts in, like I small, contained way where you're not doing this humongous investment, but where you're just trying some different elements of it. These also make great gifts for kids, great prep for the summer as we start to get ready for the kids to be home all summer. There's just a lot here that you can discover and try. And then what they have is the elements to take this new hobby that you may have discovered to take it to the next level, because of course there is a big jewelry making section and there are a lot of different crafting sections within Michael's still. Loved this section of all of the blanks. That's what you call these pieces where you're going to add your vinyl, you're going to add your paint, you're going to add your paper and decoupage and all of that. They had a huge selection of these different blanks that you could use on crafts. And then look, they even put the vinyl right there so you could see how you could start to mimic some of the things that you're seeing in the ads. I thought they did a pretty good job, and I think it's a cool place to wander and kind of get inspired to try some new crafts and to try some new things.
All right, and that was my quick stop by Michael's. Definitely still plenty of crafting supplies, a lot of kits. I feel like Michael's is the place, especially for kids to try out different things, for us to try out some different crafts, because they have so many different kits and blanks, like things that you can just easily add onto. I think they make it really easy. Paper crafting, still really limited, still very much Recollections brand for almost everything. So you just don't get the same amount of variety. Some really pretty pieces, just not the variety that I would love to see in some of these stores. But I feel like that's what makes me miss these smaller scrapbooking stores, the smaller crafting stores, is that you would get to see different brands. And the big box stores have really like zeroed in on, Paper Studio and Recollections and whatever the Joann's brand is. So, it's kind of a trade-off. You get to see things in person, but you don't get to see all the things in person. I was really happy to see a big Happy Planner display in my Michael's, or bigger than it has been. So that was a plus for me today. Thank you so much for coming shopping with me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're seeing the same thing, like the shift away from crafting in the crafting stores and definitely a shift towards home decor. Let me know if you're seeing that in your stores near you. I hope it's just temporary, but I'm not sure that it is. So we might have to start really doing a lot of online shopping for our crafting things, which doesn't bother me, but I do like to see things in person for sure. A huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you all so much for all of your support and for the amazing community that is over there. If you want to check out Patreon, you can always find the link for that in the description box below. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.